Yes, Happy New Year, race analyst, PhD, proving hate and degradation here in South Carolina. Just finished about an hour and a half of fishing. Even if you don't catch anything, it's still considered fishing. Very relaxing, very enjoyable. And I'm going to show you something that drove me into this area here. This area has those two guys on the right, one in red, one in blue. Let's take a closer look. Now, aren't they cute? I cannot say what they mean. It's art, no doubt. Whenever you see something like that in South Kakalaki, though, it's always sort of suspect. What does this mean? One is darkest tar, and the other one is kind of a Hispanic brown. Now, the contrast would be, of course, to have a snow white one, but that one doesn't exist. It kind of reminds me of an instance in my neighborhood where one of my neighbors, and I'm not putting negativity on this one at all. It's art, it's beautiful. But there has to be a backstory on these two guys. So I'm hearing what I think in my neighborhood is a goat, because they're goats that make crybaby sounds. And it turned out, after about an hour, to be my neighbor. And I actually saved him. I had the flu at the time. This was about 2 years ago. And I went into a gully and helped him up. He had broken his hip prior. So this was him knocking his hip back out and not able to move. His wife was in the house and he asked me to go up there and get her for him. I'm talking about a gentleman in his 70s who's been around the South for a while. And what are we talking about? We're just talking about people. We just happen to be immigrants from Europe who've taken on a certain culture, certain identity with whatever Southern tradition means. And so anyway, when I go to the front door to announce the situation to his wife, I notice one of those black jockeys, and the South is known to have those. Those jockeys represent servitude and kind of that antebellum South historic remembrance. But anyway, that's just sort of a light remembrance after actually looking over here and seeing these two guys. Can't say this is my first time at this bait shop and stunt and lake for fishing. So no stories about any of the crosses, what they mean. Anyone's guess. But this is what it's like when you're in the country in South Carolina having fun. This is the bait shop. Very reasonable for a collection of worms, also known as night crawlers. A lot different than your household worm. And there we have the lake again. Race analyst, PhD, proving hate and degradation. Peace. Happy New Year.